after all those years for what I had been through. Did you ever thought of me even better than ever? Well, now I am. There's no telling what I have been up to. No, there is no telling what. But you will see.
This is just what I needed. A bit of a conversation.
Tell me about it.
Have you ever been to Sodor before?
Where are you from? It's not like my home.
It's not?
No. I'm gonna start asking why you wanted to see me.
Oh, well, my friend is not used to the snow. He's been trying to avoid it, but it's not easy. I'm not saying it, but every engine thinks he's being silly. He hates his snowplow and has been a bit completely and utterly a very naughty engine.
Naughty to himself? Hating his snowplow? Avoiding the cold? Perhaps I can help you with that kind of situation.
Finally, someone I can have to help me.
Let's go, go, go on a brand new adventure. Let's go, go, go explore with Thomas and his friends. Let's go, go, go and meet new friendly faces. The adventure is a train ride away. Tommy and Trackmaster TNF. Tommy and Trackmaster TNF. Tommy and Trackmaster TNF.
Thomas and the Snow Queen. It was the middle of January on the island of Sodor. The snow laid on the ground. All the engines were busy taking passengers and goods from station to station. They didn't mind how cold it gets during the month of January because they have toasty hot fireboxes to keep them warm. By later in the evening, Sir Topham Hatt came to see the engines at Tidmouth Sheds. There's a big freeze coming tonight. The snow might fall even heavier. So, you must all have your snowplows on you for tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
We will, sir.
And Sir Topham Hatt left.
Bother! I can't have my snowplow on me for tomorrow.
Every engine has to wear a snowplow, Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt says so. We must have our snowplows on for tomorrow. You'd better be prepared, Thomas, or the Snow Queen might get you.
Who's the Snow Queen?
Don't be so silly. The Snow Queen is not real.
Yes, she is. She's a blue woman who can turn anyone's heart into ice and make them her slaves.
Rubbish. We engines don't have hearts. You're just making it up. I don't believe in any of that.
Edward, James, and Emily agreed with Gordon. They knew the Snow Queen is not real. But Percy, rather nervous, wasn't so sure. And neither was Thomas. But he did know that he certainly doesn't want to wear his snowplow. And sure enough, by late nightfall, the wind blew and the snow fell heavily. The next morning, all the engines had their snowplows fitted. Even though the snowplow was heavy and uncomfortable and makes his buffers ache, Thomas still doesn't like it at all. When Sir Topham Hatt came to give the engines their orders, he could see the pouty look on Thomas's face. Thomas, can't you just change your attitude? You don't expect me to let you work hard in the snow with a face like that, do you? Don't you want to be really useful, Thomas?
What does it matter? If I should or I shouldn't have to wear this heavy, uncomfortable thing on me?
Honestly, Thomas, you can't be that way for the rest of this season. I think it's high time you keep your snowplow on you, whether you like it or not. Now, Percy, you and Thomas will collect some coal from the depot and take them all over the island. Henry and Gordon will take passengers from station to station. Edward, James, and Emily will deliver the goods to the villages. Have a good day to you all. I must be at Knapford to do some paperwork.
Do you think the Snow Queen will find us from wherever she is?
I don't know, Percy. You're being silly for one thing. I think Henry is just making all that up.
The two engines approached a junction ahead. Percy hoped that the signal would be green. He didn't want to stop there with Thomas. But the signal was red. They had to stop. Everything was quiet. Until suddenly, the two engines heard laughing, followed by a swirl of snow and ice.
Could it be?
Hello. I'm Thomas. And this is Percy. And you are...
Oh, so it is you, Thomas. It is I, the Snow Queen.
It is! It's the Snow Queen!
You hate your snowplow for that snowplow you see as a shield that can protect what's in front of you, is it not?
Sort of.
Well, now that you don't want that shield to protect you, so I've come to take you with me.
Ah! Thomas!
Percy! Help!
Help! Help! Oh! Thomas! Coal cars! Signal Junction! Snow Queen! Real! Taken! Save him!
Percy, can you breathe now?
Yes, I think so.
Good. Now tell us what happened to Thomas.
Thomas and I were taking coal cars when we stopped at a junction, and the Snow Queen showed up. She is real, just like Henry said.
The Snow Queen?
She took Thomas and disappeared with him.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
I have to find where the Snow Queen is and save Thomas.
Percy, no!
Are you crazy, Percy? Going to rescue Thomas from the Snow Queen?
I gotta save Thomas, or he'll be under the Snow Queen's spell.
Oh.
Oh my. Uh-oh.
Oh, Thomas.
Oh, some engine! Any engine! Help! Ah!
You are now my slave, Thomas the Ice Guard Engine!
The horror!
I gotta save my best friend.
You're a brave engine, Percy, but you can't go and save Thomas alone. You might need some help. James, Edward, Henry, and Hero, you must go with Percy to find Thomas and bring him back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We'll leave right away. Off you five go, and good luck. Percy, Edward, James, Henry, and Hero hurried across the island, over the Vicarstown Bridge, and onto the mainland beyond to find Thomas. They asked every engine at the big junction if any of them have seen Thomas. None of them have, but Percy didn't give up. He kept going, and the rescue team followed.
Let me go!
No. Now that I have you here with me, Thomas, you're never gonna get out of my place.
But what do you want from me?
I want you to make a ice sculpture of a lovely lady.
Oh, is that all? Okay then.
3 hours later.
There, an ice sculpture of a lovely lady. Now, if that's all, can I please go?
No, you can't.
What? But you said you wanted me to make the ice sculpture.
Yes. Now you need to pass the challenge. Until you've completed it, you'll make these ice sculptures for me forever.
Forever?
Yes, so are you up for the challenge or not?
Oh, what's the challenge?
You must take on heaps and heaps of snow.
Snow?
Yes, heaps and heaps of it. Now you take on this challenge or I'll turn you to ice and make you my slave.
Well, if you insist, I'll do the challenge.
Good. Now go on and do not fail it.
Meanwhile, after a long and tiring way, Percy and his friends reached a signpost. It led them 5 ways to the left and 5 ways to the right. One says, "To the Snowland."
Wow, there's a snowland. I had never been there before. Perhaps that is where we will find the Snow Queen.
I hope Thomas is all right.
Me too, Percy. Me too.
I wonder if my plan is working a bit too well. They crossed a big frozen lake. The tracks hardly cracked the ice before it took them as they reached the other side. They huffed and puffed through the snowy blizzard until they were in the center of a snowland.
We must be here. I can feel it. Oh, glory, look at that.
There, in the mountains, was a big snow castle, the home of the Snow Queen.
Thomas must be in there. Let's go.
We're coming for you, Thomas.
The engines raced up the mountain. They reached the Snow Queen's castle and broke through the doors.
Thomas! We're here to rescue you!
Oh, are you the engine who was with Thomas I saw? Percy, is it?
Yes?
Well, you brought some friends to help save Thomas, do you? Including the engine I have met before.
What?
Busted.
How could you have joined them? We had a deal.
What deal?
About Thomas and his snowplow.
What did you have the Snow Queen do, Henry?
I explained to her about Thomas and about how much he doesn't like his snowplow. She said she can handle the situation by making a deal with me. She said she can come to Sodor by late nightfall when it's snowing. She'll take Thomas with her to her castle and have him take on the snow challenge. If he fails it, she'll turn him into ice and make him her slave.
No.
No way! Her slave? She can't. We won't let you turn Thomas into ice. Not when we're here.
Ha! Try stop me if you can, 'cause Thomas is never gonna pass the snow challenge.
Oh yeah? What if he passes the challenge?
Well, who knows what will happen if he passes the challenge?
By making you ice sculptures forever.
Huh?
Thomas!
Well, that was unexpected.
Thomas! You're okay!
Well, of course I am. Okay, enough to make ice sculptures for the Snow Queen forever if I had passed the snow challenge, but I didn't. I thought I can handle heaps and heaps of snow, but I was wrong. Being out in the cold has made me reassess some things. The snow was too hard for me to take on, especially when I don't have my snowplow on me. I realize now that a really useful engine cannot be really useful without a snowplow. I should wear my snowplow on me for when there's snow to clear on the track. Every engine has to wear a snowplow, so I should wear my snowplow, even though it's heavy and uncomfortable, no matter how much the weather on Sodor will snow.
You failed to finish my snow challenge! Ugh! I shall turn you into ice and make you my slave then!
Ha! Never underestimate with the #1 tank engine.
Hold still, you useless imbecile!
I can't believe I took on the snow challenge in front of myself. Because of you, I can't stand doing it without my snowplow.
Ugh! Ugh! I'll turn you to ice and make you my slave. This is the last thing I do!
The Snow Queen fired her magical wand at Thomas. Percy jumped between them. The curse bounced off his snowplow back to the Snow Queen.
No! No!
Thomas! For a moment, I thought I would be turned into ice instead of you. That would have been scary.
Percy! That was brave of you. If you hadn't been that quick enough, I would be a goner if I were turned into ice and be the Snow Queen's slave. I'm glad you came for me. Thanks.
You're welcome. Best friends forevermore?
Sure.
Hooray for Percy! Hooray for Thomas!
Hooray for friendship.
I'm surprised the deal with the Snow Queen hardly actually worked.
The deal with the Snow Queen? What deal?
I think some engine has a little explaining to do.
I thought you knew about it or not. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't know the Snow Queen would do this to you. What was I thinking? I only wanted to make you to get used to your snowplow and be really useful. Can you ever forgive me, Thomas?
Well, after taking on the snow challenge, realizing that I need my snowplow and all, I forgive you.
Oh, thanks.
But now, you need lots of time to think about it.
On the way back to Sodor,
Oh, the indignity! It was a long, long, long way back to Sodor, but for at least some time, Henry thought about everything Thomas had gone through after being taken by the Snow Queen. Then he had something to ask Thomas. Thomas, I wanted to ask you, eventually, what is with making ice sculptures for the Snow Queen?
I was going to ask him the same thing.
Oh, that. Well, it took me 3 hours to make an ice sculpture of a lady. It looked neat, by the way. The Snow Queen had me make it for her before I tried taking on the snow challenge. She said I'll make her ice sculptures forever until I completed it.
Oh, is that all? What other ice sculptures does she want you to make?
Only every person, place, and thing.
Well, bust my boiler. Who would have known an engine could make an ice sculpture?
Maybe someday you can make an ice sculpture of your own.
Maybe I will. But for now, I think I'll get used to my snowplow so I can work hard in the snow and be a really useful engine.
Good for you, my friend. Good for you.
The 6 engines made it back to the island of Sodor safe and sound. They were surprised to see a crowd waiting for them at Knapford Station. You found Thomas! Well done to all of you!
Thank you, sir. It's nice to know that Thomas will be getting used to his snowplow from now on.
Really? Well, that's good to hear, because we have lots of freight cars and passengers that need taken care of.
No problem, sir. We will be responsible, reliable, and really useful engines, and work hard no matter what the weather.
So Thomas got used to his snowplow and worked very hard. He arrived at every station right on time. And before long, Thomas found himself feeling very reliable. As for Henry, well, Hero told Sir Topham Hatt everything. Let's just say that Henry doesn't deserve his punishment. Shunting cars! Shunting cars! Oh, the shame.
Wah, wah, wah.
So from then on and so forth, Thomas didn't mind having his snowplow on him. His snowplow wasn't heavy and uncomfortable anymore. It didn't even make his buffers ache. It felt rather good to have a snowplow on his buffers. And that was how Thomas not only had encountered with the Snow Queen, but also learned to get used to his snowplow.